Okay, welcome to the Static Gaming Review podcast. And this is the first episode, so I just want to welcome everybody from Spotify, from where am I uploading this? Podmas, and also the people on YouTube. I hope you guys are enjoying the background content provided by two of our favorite people, Uncle Gebba and our very own Sasouri. So this was So this wouldn't be the static gaming review podcast if it wasn't for my two beautiful co-hosts. So I'm gonna welcome them. So first and foremost, we have the beautiful Black Gemini. Um, yeah. So how you doing? How you doing today?
Fine. I'm just tired. At least I
Uh,
ate today, so I'm
yes,
fine.
yes. And then joining us on the other side of the world, we want to welcome Sasuri. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Can't complain. Just this morning was a bit hectic. Yeah. So
I
haven't
know.
eaten yet, but let's get it. We'll work up a nice appetite.
Let's give it. Okay. So, just so that everybody knows, everybody who's listening and watching on YouTube and all of the things, just so that you guys know, this is going to be a weekly podcast. Every other week, we're going to have a huge podcast where we do one massive monster game review. So, I think next week, we are going to review Cardfight Vanguard Gear Days, which was released, I think, about a month ago, if I'm not mistaken. And then in between those weeks, we're gonna do a top five, top 10 list of whichever me and my co-host decide. So I was like thinking, like a top five GBA game, Game Boy Advance game for like the third week. But like that's all it is. That's all it is. The first episode is gonna be basically introducing us and looking at what we all um how can I say this? What we all choose or like classify as good games versus what we classify as bad games. So
Okay.
so basically, let's start with this. Let's start with this. Um, Sasuri, what do you look at when you are playing a game? Like, what is the base features of when you're playing a game?
Yo, now that is a very good question. You see, I'm not really picky when it comes to games, but like as long as the game has like a good storyline and it's not like overly crowded with um text and you have to read continuously. So as long as it doesn't have that, I'm fine with it. But I'm not very much into like the strategic type of games. And I'm gonna put like card games on there. But like I do like card games, but like it's not like my go-to thing to play. So I'm more of a how can I say like first person shooter 5v5 battle royale type of game person. And like I've been trying out MMORPGs, but like I haven't found one that like really stuck. So I think I have too much of a expectation with that is concerned.
Yo, me bro,
But
you very contradictory. You say I like a game with a storyline, but those 5v5, those 5v5.
I think it really depends on what type of game you're looking at.
yeah,
Because there's some action games where there's no storyline and it's just
It's just
5v5 come play.
and
No?
you get away those games that you get the first cutscene and then it's just fake.
Yeah,
fake.
yeah,
and then you
yeah,
get other games where it's like there's too much of a storyline where you can't actually enjoy the game.
Away,
yeah,
away.
Makes sense.
Like
yeah,
the most recent game that I played now was Cardfight Vanguard, and not to spoil anything, but I skipped through that storyline. Remember, I pressed
So
B so many times. Like I wanna play cards. I wanna play with the cards.
yeah, yeah. I tried that also recently. And like I actually I actually enjoyed it.
Okay, okay.
I'm still enjoying it. Like it's one
I
of
also
the
tried it, but like you said, this, I just skipped through the storyline. The only thing I didn't skip through was the tutorial. Even the tutorial is taking too long for me.
My bro, like,
But
yeah.
then again, I'm really not the patient type when it comes to tutorials. I want it to be finished and done with.
No,
So
you guys
yeah,
missed
yeah,
like the most difficult for me. The most difficult part of like starting a new game or starting a game that you haven't played now is that tutorial section, man. Because
it is
you have that
because
section where crazy you must square circle and you keep pressing square circle and then you can't move forward but they druk te veel and like that
that's
is the one thing that frustrates me, man, because like gaming tutorials are supposed to be there just to teach you how to play, not frustrate you to the point where you don't want to play the game.
yeah,
it
exactly.
is, yes. Like
Mm.
that's why I said it really depends on what type of game you're playing. Because there's like one survival game I play called Frostborn where there isn't really a tutorial. Like
Mm.
along the way, like you get tasks, and then along the way while you're doing those tasks, they tell you, oh, by the way, you need this to do that and that to do this. Then you're like,
You know,
okay, that's easy enough to understand, you know.
yeah,
But then you get some other games like another game I played, the Seven Deadly Sins one, the mobile one,
mm.
where there's a whole chapter just for tutorials, and I don't want that.
Okay. Before we go any further, I just wanna like fully introduce all of us. Um, so Black Gemini is our in-house mobile gamer. Like cracking down on those mobile games is her thing, and she's gonna every day. Um,
Yep, yep.
Sasouri is our in-house web designer and like full-on PvP player on PC and all consoles. So he's there. He's there.
If ever
He's
you are looking to 1v1 snipers in Call of Duty Mobile, message
the
Sasori.
guy. He's your guy. And then myself, I am the in-house indie game developer. So I'm gonna be. So basically, our reviews are gonna go like this. We are gonna look at the structure of the game, what we think is good of the game, what we think is bad of the game. We'll give our own opinions, like from our profession of not just playing games, but also like in the field where we are doing jobs and provide feedback from what this game might go to. And after that, we're gonna give our final ratings. So like it's it's like 10, 1, out of 10. So 1 out of 10 means that game is shit. It should be buried alive. 10 out of 10, 10 out of
There's actually been games that I've played now that because the reviews on them were so bad they got pulled from Google Play. And I find it hectic.
exactly like, but that's the thing, man. Because reviews are there so that people can like have ooh, liquor, that can mix liquor,
It
output.
is, yeah. But then again, that is the problem with bugs also. Like when some games are so buggy and the developers end up doing nothing about it, which is a good thing. That's why we have you as our game developer, so you can get into that aspects of why certain bugs don't get solved. You know?
Yeah, yeah. But in all essence, the static gaming review podcast is gonna be a way for not just us to play games and enjoy it, but also for you to get a different aspect. You as the listener, as the viewer, to get a different aspect of what this game is. And I think that like if we if we really get into the nitty gritty of it, games are there for everybody to enjoy. I
Yeah.
mean, like if if I were to say I use games to relax, and most likely, Black Gemini uses games to use get her frustrations out. And all in all, I think gaming in a whole is a way for a community that was built like way back on the Game Boy Advance to just come together and say, "Yo, this is what we want. This is how we want it, and this is where we're going."
Yeah. Oh, because that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Okay.
And I mean, gaming is such a big thing now that you actually have esports competitions where, like, being an esports gamer is like not a viable career, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you can consider it a career if you are now really good at
Yeah,
what you do
yeah.
at the game. Like, there's so many esports competitions going on and stuff. Riot Games has one. Moontan at the moment has their M4 stages that's going on. Call of Duty Mobile has this tournament thing that goes on in the game on weekends. And
Mm-hmm.
also sometimes they have their regionals and their
Yeah, yeah.
competitions and stuff throughout the year.
And
So
just
I
like
mean it's a viable thing sometimes to certain people.
there's
If you
there's
put
ways,
enough time and dedication to it.
yeah, there's ways to earn actual money um from just playing games. But the issue is now, and this is where we get to that border where instead of enjoying games, you start to take it very much seriously. And like say let's for example say the next Call of Duty game comes out and it has the season pass as per usual, but there's a almost like a game breaking bug, you know, that
Oh
mm,
no, I understand. There was a point in time with Call of Duty Mobile and you can ask Sasuri where you would be playing fine, no? And all of a sudden you'd get sniped from the devil's anus or something like that. You'd get sniped from the most random places, and it's like, how? Or you would
mm,
be running on an open field, and then all of a sudden someone teleports behind you. And I'm speaking not about lag or anything because I know lag does that to people also, where you running and then suddenly there's someone behind you. But in those cases, I'm talking about where you running and then suddenly someone with a shotgun comes up behind you and shoots you in the back without them being notified on either the minimap, or some people change their settings to where instead of seeing the direction the person is instead of seeing where on the map they are, they can hear from where they are coming or where everything is happening. Then that part of the minimap bugs. You don't see the person coming and then they shoot you.
that's what I'm saying. These bugs in game are they can be good, but they can also be bad, you know. Like one of the buggiest games of I think it was 2020, I think it was 2020 was WWE 2K20. I don't know if you guys saw that stuff or you saw that thing, but that game was buggy as fudge.
I saw the people complaining about it, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
know about the game. I've
It
seen
was
a few.
it was
yeah,
very, but then again the bug the complaints were very 50-50, honestly.
it's because some
The,
people
review-
actually
the
avoid the bugs.
yeah, the thing is there's certain bugs that work out fine. Like with Mobile Legends now.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain bugs, like there was one bug where if you used a specific character Ling, his first skill wouldn't go on cooldown at all. So his first skill is like his blink basically. So you could blink here, there, and everywhere without having that first skill cooldown.
Yeah,
But
you could blink
that-
indefinitely.
but now there's another bug where if you but I think this is like a mechanism that they're using to prevent people from tapping too fast. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? People that spam skills.
Yeah, yeah.
I think this is a mechanism to prevent people from doing that, but it's really starting to fix certain heroes combos where I can activate my ultimate, but then I can't activate my second skill or my first skill like 2-3 seconds afterwards. And by then my combo would be up. Because some heroes rely on those combos, like certain mages now. And if you don't get those combos in, what happens usually is you just waste your mana and you waste all of your skills because you missed your combos timing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's a bug they need to fix because it's not just one person complaining about it. If you go onto the reviews page now on Google
If,
Play, you'll see that's majority of the complaints now.
but one thing I know is, and I know that Sasori can also agree with me on this thing, is that when when it comes to PvP, and in some games there is no like level modulator, and
Mm.
that is usually like the shittiest thing because say me as a level one whatever game I'm playing, and then I get matched up with this guy at level five.
Oh, I seriously hate that. Now that is a serious problem in this other game I play, Frostborn. It's a good
Yeah,
game and all, but
no,
the
it's not.
matchmaking
It's
is
not a
ass.
good game. No, it's not a good game. The game is nonsense. It's
It's not a good
nonsense
game.
for
It's
the
not a good
simple fact,
game.
for the simple fact that
The rate, the
The
matchmaking
PvP,
algorithm is junk.
the PvP and the matchmaking algorithm where raiding is concerned is complete and utter nonsense. They should
Like,
bomb. They should bomb Frostbone.
Yes, yes.
leave Kefir alone, Jay.
I'm
But
not talking
now
about Kefir. I'm talking about the game. They should just bomb the
The,
game.
but the thing is, no, that's Frostborn's one thing when it comes to raids is just all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, even though you weren't looking for a raid,
we'll give you one.
they'll be like, oh, you weren't looking for a raid. Well, here's a two-man team to raid your base.
Mm,
Exactly. And like the two-man team isn't like your level, they're like 50 levels above you. Like I mean, like
But the
and
thing is, but the thing
and
is, with certain two-man squads like me and you on level 70 something or 80 something, and I'm on level 122. So
yeah.
because my level is that high, we get matched with higher ranking players, which I think is completely unfair,
No.
TBH.
But now as you need to look at this as a game development point of view, right? So if I choose somebody, say you and Sasouri now team up, and you say you level 100 plus, I will always choose the person who's the highest level and use a level buffer, to determine the opponent. Not because of like unfairness, but because you guys are in a two-man team, and you know, because you're on a two-man team, on the other side of it, the people you guys are facing, I will have the same, their highest level versus your highest level with the background guy being a lower level, So like in essence,
No, but
what
that's what they do. They
it,
try to base match. If you're now actively looking for a raid, they try to base match everyone's levels. So I will be
mm,
level 122 and we get matched with a two-man team. So that
yeah,
person will be level 120 or 110 or something. And like I said, Sasori is maybe level 80 or level 70, and then you'll get a guy that matches up with him that's level 80 or level 70.
yeah.
But
But
what I've
now,
noticed is sorry for interrupting, Alpine.
it's like
But what I've
see,
noticed is where I really think the rating algorithm should really be fixed is when the four-man squad rating.
mm, mm, now,
Because I've been in a four-man family, and after like 5 minutes of looking, if you don't find a raid, they match you up with a bot. They match you up with like a single player's base, which
okay,
I think is unfair. Because
yeah,
as a four-man squad, if that solo player has to come online, we could easily take him and steal all of it and raid everything of his. And that's happened a few times to me and Sasru, where it won't be one person or two people to be a team of four.
mm,
yeah.
And
now,
and this isn't a problem of the game. This is a problem of the people that play the games. But when you say, "Listen, I'm not looking for a PvP. I will trade with you," then they purposefully will break your base to come and steal your stuff, even though you are willing to trade with them. And I
yeah,
don't like that.
Yep.
Even when
now,
you go into zones looking for event items, like you will say, I'm not trying to PvP, I'm just here to get resources. And they'll be like, I don't care, I want free
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
Which
but you
is
see,
why
the people on that game are extremely greedy, and
they are,
I want to bully the ones that are free to play, and those that are
yeah,
pay to
that game
win.
is
They
too
think
pay to
they,
win.
yeah, those who are paid to win, they think that they have authority now over those who are basically free to play. So
yeah,
they just want to bully those. They just want to bully those players.
It is because
Which,
I've
which,
no,
which
which is
can't
why
fail.
I noticed, which is why I noticed that Frostbone is starting to make like the the purple items. They're starting to make certain weapons and weapon sets like the armor and stuff. They're starting to make that personal because people have complained about that. And also, this is like the third. They've set out a raiding truce. So if you're not raiding, you won't get raided. So they are at least acknowledging that there's a problem, but it's not like they're actively doing anything to fix that problem.
Yeah,
And
Like
but no.
I feel like after 5 minutes, if you don't get a successful raid, I feel like then they should cancel the raid like that. Like because because raiding is manual. You have to press raid and you have to press cancel raid. So I feel
Yeah,
like after 5 minutes or so, maybe they should automatically cancel the raid.
yeah, because like I mean, like you can't match up someone that is searching for a raid and someone that is not searching for a raid,
yeah,
because yeah, I understand it's supposed to be like a survival type of RPG, but like I mean, like someone that is not actively looking for a raid, that is maybe free to play, and he's been grinding or they've been grinding so long, and they finally have like a decent amount of resources where they can upgrade their base or create new equipment or whatever. And then here comes along someone that just wants to end up, someone who just wants to mess up your stuff, and he just comes along and he's like, he has like these legendary weapons and armor and level
Yeah.
5
Level 5 classes, level 4
classes.
classes.
Yeah, and he just comes along and he's just like, well, you know what? No, you did all the hard work. Congratulations, but I'm taking it now. I think that's extremely unfair.
It really
Uh,
is.
yeah, so I think what they should do with that is just, how can I
Which
say,
is
like,
why everyone's been suggesting since the game not came out, but since they started making PvP like an essential, not an essential part of the game, but like a very big aspect of the game.
a
People have
PvP
been saying,
arena.
yeah, people have been saying YouTubers that play Frostborn have been saying make a PvP arena. It will lessen the amount of raids because some people raid because they have tasks to do for clan
mm,
tasks. Some people raid because they just want to, and other people raid because they want resources. The people that just want to raid are just looking for PvP.
the static the static review podcast where we go on tangents all day. all-
Yeah, all that. We're
No,
going completely off
that,
topic. We were supposed
Yeah,
to
that,
discuss one game. We're going to like various games. So, like,
no, but it's a good thing because you're showing how one game has like this one bad thing, whereas another game
yeah,
doesn't really have a problem with that specific mechanic.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So I'm just gonna take
You
this
know,
moment to acknowledge our sponsors. And guess who's our sponsors today, guys? Guess who's our sponsors today?
who is our sponsor today?
who are our sponsors for today?
Us. the, stat- the static Phoenix, the Static Phoenix Studios is our sponsor today. So basically, if you want any game designs, any illustration designs, any web designs, or web development, and
All the
anything,
links, all the applicable links will be available in the YouTube bio.
and in the description below this podcast. So if you guys need or want to get more information about that, want to know all about games that we are working on, all of the games that we are playing, we'll be releasing everything every week on our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and anywhere else where you can find it. And you can also find the links for everything in the description in the Spotify bio if you are listening to that on Spotify. So now let's start to wrap up this one because we got into the topic of like what makes a good game, what makes a bad game, how bugs affect players, how some gaming companies don't acknowledge that there's these bugs. But now let's go into this. The game that you will 100% give a 10 out of 10. And I want you to tell me what game it is and like the reason why. So I will start this one. My game that I will give 10 out of 10 for 100% all of the time is on an old console. And that's on the PlayStation. That's on the PlayStation 2, and that is
Anything on a PS2 is
just
legendary, and no one can argue with me. And if you want to argue with me, go argue with your mommy.
your, you see, this is why,
Eh,
this is,
No, no one can tell me. Any of the new, anything from after PS2, everything is just meh.
everything is up and down. Everything is up and
Is
down.
meh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is
okay.
meh.
Can we somehow mute this of the cheetahs that are
Okay, I will mute myself
No,
because I don't want. This is the first podcast, and I feel like I'm already picking fights with people that I shouldn't be picking fights
yeah,
with.
you all,
Let
you
me
all.
just mute myself.
I'm just kidding, Gemini. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
No,
so
no, but seriously, you get people that I've gotten people that told me, oh yeah, PS2 games are trash. And I'm like, how old are you? Are you 12?
if
Uh,
if you are gonna base the PS2 thing on, oh no, the graphics were junk and all of that.
Graphics were junk in the 90s. Everyone has played MAME 32. The graphics
But
were junk, but it was
can't
nice because
can't
it was
even
a bunch of nice games.
can't even say that the graphics are junk because up to this day we still have low poly, and games that we played back then were there were some games that were higher quality. You know,
yeah.
Yeah,
it was
it's
you can't
true.
even
Like that
you can't
one, like Need for Speed Underground.
exactly you can't even say like, oh no, it's because the
Even
quality. You know,
even Burnout, that the game where you get money to crash cars.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
that game.
Yes, the quality is there, and like it just depends on your. I can't even call it brand loyalty because if you are loyal to one console, then you're missing out on so much more
It
of
is.
another console.
It
Like
really just depends on your preference, honestly.
like if I meet somebody now and they tell me, no, the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo console for junk, I'm gonna moor it. I'm gonna hit it over it because
The
if
thing is, I really think it depends on your preference, man.
yeah
Because, like I said, for me personally, I think PS2 is quite for all the car games. Like I
yeah
said, like Need for Speed, Burnout. What's the
mhm,
other game? The Forza game. That game also. I
yeah
think PS2 is quite for those games. And I like the Xbox 360 for fighting games. Like Ninja Storm and what's
Taken,
that other game? Tekken and what's the other game?
Moto Combat.
and then
Besides that, man, I'm talking about the DC one that's on Xbox, man. Injustice,
um,
got it.
that's and
Um,
then you get the Wii console, which people play for that Wii Sports Resort, and
Wii
that
Sports is liquor. That is
yeah,
it.
exactly. But now back to my game that I would give 10 out of 10. Come on.
Sorry.
No, see, but upset, but upset. So the game that I would always give 10 out of 10 to is Ultimate Spider-Man on the PlayStation 2 console. Have you guys ever played that game?
Honestly, no, because my brothers had the PlayStation 2 more than I did, so I played whatever they decided to play,
Okay,
if that
okay.
makes any type of sense.
No, it does. And you, Sasori, have you played that game?
what game?
Ultimate Spider-Man on the
Ultimate
PlayStation.
Spider-Man. Bruh, I'm telling you, Ultimate Spider-Man on the PS2. I can't even describe it in words. I cannot. I cannot. That was I mean, that was like the game to play at that time. Like I really enjoyed playing that. Like,
Okay, so if you guys are also as if you guys don't know what game we're talking about, it's Ultimate Spider-Man on PlayStation 2. It's basically a comic book style stylized game, which you play between Venom and Spider-Man. So you guys
hmm.
just while the whole overarching storyline is there, like you get your villains coming back, like the Hobgoblin is in that one, Wolverine is in that one.
You know, that is really what I appreciate about older games. Like, well, wait, concerning franchises now.
yeah,
It makes sense within the entire scope of the whole of the franchise.
yeah, yeah. But even like Johnny Storm was a fantastic foil in that one. You know, you have the
Yeah.
whole awesome game, and it's an amazing game. Please, if you guys have not checked that game out, go buy yourself a PS2. Go find it and a record, okay? A record, send me gameplay. I will love watching anyone play that game because like that game is lit. Okay, Safi, because Black Gemini has been speaking so much, please tell
Tell
me
me to mute my mic.
what is a game that you would give 10 out of 10, 100% of the time? Yo, you just might just go dark on me.
No,
Safi,
that you know what? No, you asking us to choose one specific game out of like a bunch of game genres that they all that we rate 10 out of 10. And that is very difficult,
I
honestly.
I know it's very
Yeah.
difficult.
So just think about which game you would like pick. That you, how can I say, that you connected with the most, so to say.
Like that one game where you get some games that are 10 out of 10, but you only play them once. Now I'm saying a game that's 10 out of 10 that you start that storyline over and you play it through again. Just so give
Yeah.
me
That
give me yours, man. Give me yours. Let's go. Give me yours.
okay. Okay. So like on the PS2, I used to love playing Crash Bandicoot.
Oh,
Like, like I'm telling you, like it was like my um my go-to game, man. It was like my go-to game. Like I used to, like when I come home from school, like let's get it, let's jump on some stuff, let's break some crates, let's spin around, like it was.
that's good move. That's fun, man. That's fun. Can kill Goku.
Like I'm telling you.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Yeah, no, no. I also used to play Crash Bandicoot. I think it was the Wrath of Cortex on the PS2. You know.
Yeah, that one.
It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. Okay, and last but not least, Black Gemini. The one game that you give 10 out of 10 to every time you play that game, every time you start it. No, she's having a think now because it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while because she's played a lot.
She has played a lot of games, surprisingly. Like you wouldn't like believe how much games she's played.
Yeah,
So
yeah, like
yeah, so like
even
she has to go into like the
I
archives
have to
of
go into the
archives.
vault now, man. Vault is
between between me and Satori, Black Gemini has played the most games. Like we will need a few more people to add up to the games that she's played.
I'm telling you, like I thought I was a gaming freak. Like you don't know her. Like she's played like so much more games.
Where there is
And
no
like
no
yeah.
game played the amount of games that she played. You could have put in the same amount of hours that she played games into like one game that you've played and
you have
grinded.
I have oh yo.
What did you say?
I'm thinking to myself, man.
Okay, okay. Let's try to shorten the list. Since we both gave PS2 games, your one, your 100% 10 out of 10 game for the PS2 console that if I were to give it to you right now, you'd play it like all
Burnout.
the. There we go. There we go.
Burnout.
She
No,
She
the
loves
thing
likes the distraction and mayhem.
the thing is for
and
me,
even
apart from
earlier.
any fighting game, Burnout is the easiest core game to play for like
Mm,
for people that don't play on consoles, because I mainly play on my phone. I'm a mobile game fan.
mm,
Yeah.
I know, I
But
know.
like for people that don't like fighting games, because surprisingly, there's people that don't like fighting games. For people that don't like fighting games or can't get the grasp of certain car games, I feel like Burnout is a good beginner
Oh, it is.
car game.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Because on that game you can learn how to drift.
Mm-hmm. That's into a
It,
pole, yeah.
Yeah.
and explode your core.
Yeah, but I mean, you can learn certain skills that you're gonna probably need if you wanna play Need for Speed or Forza,
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Now
You
the
can you get used to the keys. You also get used to the buttons faster. I don't know why I say keys, but yeah, you get used to the buttons much faster.
yeah,
Because like
Yeah.
with fighting games, you can just you press any random button and then it will work. But with car games, there's like a specific button used for every button, and certain buttons don't even work.
exactly.
Like this, like the square button, it does not feature in Crash
But
Burnout, but the
no,
circle and the X features.
so is the circle the handbrake? I think the circle is the handbrake. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the circle's the handbrake, and the
And
right
that,
button, not the cross the button toggle.
Yeah, the toggle, the button. She's been gaming for a long time.
Leave me off. I only play games on my phone.
Yeah. She's strong.
Be
She's
rude
a
to me.
mobile gamer. She's strong. She's
Don't
strong.
be rude to me.
I think we
But
must
I've
get
no,
you a controller. I think we have to get you a controller for your mobile games.
are we?
no, don't do that to me. No,
Okay.
I'm completely, I'm completely fine playing with my two fingies. My two fingies.
Please don't say this on this podcast. We are all dirty
Yeah.
minded. Thanks.
No, Ben, don't be Mosag.
Um. So
No, man. I
so
will
in
never understand. I'm sorry I'm dragging this out now. I will never understand how people can play with four fingers and not get confused. I know Sasori does that on certain mobile games.
I do that. I do that on COD Mobile. Like it's easier to get to everything at the same time. Like I mean, like if you wanna play competitively, then like that's like how you should basically play this. People that play with all their fingers, but like I can't
exactly
play with all my fingers
Yeah,
on
your
the
fingers
phone.
are too big for your phone screen.
Oh wow.
in one
What?
of the short forms of our podcast, that is gonna be a topic: two finger mobile play versus four finger mobile play. Because
That is going to be a very hectic debate, honestly.
because Sasori is playing mobile games like he's playing an arcade game. He's toggling
It
Street
is.
Fighter. That's what he's
It took Snow Bros there, man.
like.
Oh
While
yeah.
Black Black Gemini is is playing a mobile game. You see, like there's the difference. There's the difference.
The thing
But
is, no, I really think it's how competitive you are because I
exactly. Bra playing with four buttons on a phone, my bro. Four buttons on a phone. My screen isn't that big, my bro. Don't talk water. But just so that the people who are listening know, and the people who are watching on YouTube know, we are not biased to any specific gaming console or
oh,
any
absolutely
specific
not.
of YouTube
Yeah.
game. Please,
Yeah. Absolutely not.
don't let
I
this.
will never understand people. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
people that's like, oh, this console is better than that console because it just came out recently. Like, no, we
no,
play on
no,
different consoles for different reasons.
yes, and like I'm sorry, you paid 5,000 rand when
I'm
there's a
sorry you paid half of your life savings for for a specific
for the
console
for the
that you
console.
still that you still can't play on. But you know, it's fine. It's your money.
You pay that much for the console, then you pay that much for the game, and then you pay that much for the DLC. Versus somebody who plays on PC, they buy the game and they play with the DLC. You know,
Yeah.
so like the fight isn't
The
that
other,
into
the other thing I really feel like we can do a whole separate podcast on is PC gamers, console gamers, and mobile gamers.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed
PC gamers and
especially
what?
PC gamers, people that play on console, and mobile gamers.
all
I
of
don't
them
think I
against
don't
one
think we
another.
should.
No, because I've played with all three types of people like that. I've played with people that play on their phones. I've played with people that play on a console, and I've also played with PC strictly. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
you're
talking
talking
about
about
people.
me.
No, not you. Not just
I,
you.
yo,
Not
not me
just
just so.
you.
Oh
Not
wow.
just you. I'm talking about people that strictly play on certain devices, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like so, like what really just drives me up a wall now is that most people that game tend to put mobile gaming at like the bottom of like all types of gaming you can do. And it's
Yes,
like, yeah, like they discredit a lot of mobile gamers, the people that play on PC and stuff.
yes, but
Yeah.
like that is basically just because like all of the consoles was there before mobile games, and now you
No, like
um
I understand that, yeah. Like I said, I can appreciate a good console game.
yeah,
Can
Okay.
seriously appreciate it. But what I
That is a
don't
topic
like,
for. It's a topic for another day. That
that's
we
why I
going.
said that
yes,
we're gonna put this topic on the list
yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
of
we can. We
many
can.
topics.
We can put
Indeed.
this on the list of many topics. Yes.
We can
Now I
put
have
this topic on the list because I feel like us talking about that specific topic will take maybe like an hour.
Yeah.
mm,
It'll be a 2 hour long podcast, so get your popcorn and your cool drinks and sit and enjoy it.
and this is the first episode of the podcast where we just talk about what we're gonna talk about, and we ended up talking about actual topics.
Well, we
Yeah.
didn't really talk about we gave bare bones about certain topics. Like
Okay,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
said,
That was
like
like
I said,
snippets.
certain topics take you like 10 minutes to discuss. If
and
everyone does, if no one has like an opposing view, but certain topics, if you really get in depth to it, can take 2 or 3 hours. Like that whole PC versus console versus phone games.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so just so that everybody at home knows and everybody in studio knows, our current lineup is as follows. Next week, same time, same place, we're gonna be doing our game review of Cardfight Vanguard, and I know for a
Yep.
fact it's gonna be more structured because we only have one game to talk about.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
note, we won't be talking about the online version of the game. We'll only be talking about the actual game regards prices and other reviews from other publicists. And then the
It
week
will
after,
be God's basically the viewers and listeners are gonna get like a 3 point review. You're gonna get
yes,
a point of view from a game developer, a point of view from someone that
that,
has played a bunch of games similar to what Cardfight Vanguard is,
yes, yes.
and just the general consumer of games.
Yes, yes. So that is why I chose to make the podcast, with you guys, because I know for a fact we all love games, but we all have different loves for games,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like like I can play a game and it might be a shitty storyline, but I can actually, take the love for how texture looks or how an animation looks, and
Yeah.
form a part of the game. While Sasori can take a game, and fall in love with the story and just, get immersed in that story. While Black Gemini, she just says, "Fuck your storyline, I wanna play." you know.
She's legit the type of player like, okay, I'm skipping
No,
the tutorial, I'm skipping
no, it
the
is.
skipping the
Yeah,
Like
storyline
I
and whatever.
like I said,
I'm
I'm
starting.
very impatient. So if your storyline is like 2 minutes max, I'm fine with it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
anything more than 5 minutes, I get upset. So I'm like, I
yeah,
don't want
Yeah,
to be here. I want to
she,
play.
she's just gonna start the game. She's not gonna know the buttons. She's not gonna know the objectives. She's gonna be like, I don't know why I am here. I don't know what I'm here to do. But all I know is I must kill. That
okay.
is
Yep.
that's
Yeah, you to the people that think Sasuri is joking, he's not.
Yeah, I know.
really not.
All of us have been friends for years. So
Mm.
we all know how we are when it
And
comes to gaming.
Black Gemini
I
is
I am
very much.
destructive.
If you skip the game, no, there must at least be something to say where she must go. Like in the top, there must be a side quest or quest active today, so then she can move forward.
Yes.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know
and,
what? I've
and then she
gotten
might
games that's
wander
like,
off into it.
You know
Okay.
what? I like board games as well. So, like, if anyone has board game recommendations, you can leave it in the comments.
Yeah, like
We
guys,
reply to all our comments.
yes, yes,
If you
yes,
like,
we do. I do all of our
if you
comments.
like D&D,
Yo,
comment.
yo, it does up. It does up. Actually, I wanted to end the podcast on a different note, and I think that like we can do this every week. We have gaming news, like just one gaming
Oh
news
yeah.
per,
Mm.
and since Black Gemini spoke about the Dungeons and Dragons, Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, recently have announced this. I don't know what it is called, but they basically announced something where every content creator, every content, the person who makes D&D content, they have to give a portion of their profit from the content that they make.
Oh, so they're like asking for royalties in essence.
Yes, yes, yes. And before that, Hasbro didn't have this thing in place.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So basically, what essentially what it is if we decide to create a board game from it, or we decide to create a board game offshoot of Dungeons and Dragons, then
Mm.
we basically, if we have over a certain amount of money, we need to then give Hasbro a percentage of our profit. So it's limiting creators, because then all of the D&D content belongs to Hasbro. So even
Yeah,
if you create a new
Mm.
class, that will go to Hasbro. And and
which I find kind of unfair, really.
exactly. This is our
But
argument that
I also understand Hasbro's point of view as well because I mean,
yes,
did they? Because it's like, yeah, it's we are business. We are to we strive to make money and like, granted, the game is keeping you guys happy and what, but like
yeah. But now the thing is that before they released this press conference and this document, they had
yeah,
another place that said all content is belongs to the people who created that content. So even if we
yeah,
have
there's a protection law, there's a protection thing in place, especially on YouTube where
yes, yes,
certain people would flag like certain videos of certain creators now. Like say
okay,
if you like you say you do D&D content and you don't credit Hasbro's for the fact that
they
they
can
made the game, then
yes,
they send like a copyright infringement to you and they can and three when you get like three copyright infringements, you can
people will
actually get your channel deleted completely.
ah,
Doesn't matter how many subscribers you had, you can get your channel deleted completely. But
basically this
YouTube
is
does have an appeals process. So
but now you see that that's basically what it boils down to. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your static news right there and then. Right there and then. Okay.
but
So let's end this podcast. Let's end this podcast because like honestly I can see that this is gonna be a good podcast. Um
it
Most definitely.
yeah, please
really will.
yeah, everybody who is seeing this on YouTube, who's listening to this on Spotify or on all of the podcast platforms where I will be able to upload it, please follow, share, like, subscribe on all of the channels and do the thing.
If you
So
know someone that likes this type of content, share it to them. Don't be stingy. We
please
don't
don't
gatekeep in this podcast.
don't
Caring
be
is very caring.
all encompassing. We are three colors, my bro. Three colors.
Yes.
And yeah, so if you are on Twitter and you see our podcast ad, like and share, do the thing. If you see us on Instagram, follow, like and share, do the thing. If you
If
see
you
us on,
find us on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell so you can get future notifications when we post.
ladies and gentlemen, she's been waiting all year to do that. She's been waiting her whole life.
Exactly.
Okay,
She's
It's a
been
new
waiting
it's a
so
new
long for
day,
this.
it's a new year, it's a new dawn. I
yes, yes.
People can say that now, you know. I also wanna
Mm.
say it.
Hallelujah,
Yeah.
hallelujah. Okay, so I just want to say, I want to say thank you to my beautiful co-host, Black Gemini. Thank you.
Thank you.
I I
Thanks for
enjoy
letting me ramble on a Saturday morning.
I, I enjoyed the ramble on a Saturday morning. Sasouri, thank you, my man, for your amazing PvP insight.
Yep,
Thank
yep.
you for having me on your wonderful startup channel. I know that this is gonna go far and it's gonna
It's going to go
influence
very
a
far,
lot of
yes.
people's views concerning gaming and certain games. And I just know it's gonna blow up
Gonna
and it's gonna make people extremely happy. And
go viral 2023.
I am I am appreciative of you having me on your channel, and I am very appreciative of Gemini also like allowing me to speak at times.
I'm
You
just
know,
gonna mute my mic. When I feel like I ramble too much, I'm just gonna mute my mic. So if people wonder why I go quiet, my mic is muted so that they can talk
you,
also.
you don't need to do that. Like I'm certain that like people will
Yeah,
enjoy the
yeah,
content that you will be putting out and our rambles. So I am looking forward to it. I'm definitely
Me
looking
too.
forward.
I'm very excited for my Saturdays now because of the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's get this 2023 up and
Let's
running,
get
man. Let's get it.
hashtag go viral 2023. Year of the rabbit, financial prosperity for those not born under the rabbit.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, yeah,
I I
baby.
I, I don't know anything about ashes, so
I am in the Chinese New Year. I'm born under the sign of the rabbit. So yeah, financial prosperity.
Yes. Okay, so for everybody watching at home, we just want to say thank you for joining in. Thank you for sharing the podcast if you did. Thank you for sharing the YouTube video. We want to wish you guys a start of a happy 2023. And
By
please,
all the endeavors that you do go through for you, and if it's not meant to be, guess what? God has a bigger door ready for you to open.
that's my bro. If there's nothing that's working for you, maybe it's time to change that. Snap, change your life, man. Make it up. Okay. So once again, I'd like to thank Static Phoenix Studios, which
Or
which is very strange,
sponsoring the video.
which is very strange to say because I am Static Phoenix Studios, you know, especially you know Sasouri is strange to say. But anyway, I just want to say thank you to Static Phoenix Studios for sponsoring this video. If you guys need any gaming, web development, photography, illustration art or things like that, please hit me up in the DMs of Static Phoenix Studios. The Instagram link will be below. If you guys don't want to hit us up in the DMs, but you want to hit us up in the comments, please do so. We all respond to comments. If you have a specific comment for a specific host, please just add the at static for my